Welcome to Cannabis School. I'm your host, Jesse Angeles.
And I'm Brandon Elder.
And we're here to talk to you about everything pertaining to cannabis, from vape,
flower,
edibles,
strains,
and everything in between.
When you do that, I go like this, go back, forth, and then I spin it, and then I tap it
to get all the stuff down.
To get it all down.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you got your brush. This is nice.
Oh, and you can just brush it all out.
Well, you can brush out even the keef that will be
nice.
in there. And I get a nice little powder. I get a little like line of keef, like cocaine keef. That's what I call it.
Snort it.
And I just brush it lightly into the bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. But look at the cut.
It does look really nice. Like
it's a little bit more. But the smell is better.
Different consistency. It's finer.
Where's your other? Oh, here.
Stash one's right there.
Put it into the top.
So it's like I
pull. No.
Oh, yeah, this whole
you
thing
can lift it out. So this is what's cool. So you can tap it out. It comes out. But it's so soft. That was another thing that I love, dude. Dragonfly flower. It just grinds so soft. It's like it's literally like flower. But other ones, it's dry. So then here, get that too. That part.
Just get rid of all the keef that's underneath.
Yeah, that's all I do now with every grind. And it's so awesome because we never think to put keef into our grind unless it's just there.
Yeah, because usually I don't think about, I should open my keef catcher and like put flour on it.
I think it's kind of a waste to have a keef catcher, to be honest, because unless you're a keef person.
It's great if you remember to use it, but I don't often remember to use it.
I saw this one guy on a video, dude, and he had a grinder. And after he pulled off the bottom with his keef catcher, and it was literally like, it looked like kinetic sand because it was so high. And I'm like, good Lord, that guy's smoking a ton.
Yeah,
because
it just never cleans it.
When I get into a mode, like I'll just sit here and just turn it. But what's awesome, I love about it is that it's super easy to clean, but it just feels awesome. I don't mind the size. I find that sometimes using the grinder, the top will twist off or something like that. Like, I'll tell you right now, dude, the best one that I had so far, and I'm so stupid about it, is been the cheaper one of the stash one that you gave me.
Oh, okay.
Love that one. And Sharpstones.
I haven't had or used a Sharpstone in ages.
I have a Sharpstone at home.
I gave mine away.
I've got that one, and then I got my Green Cross one, but that's only for psilocybin.
Interesting.
I'm grinding it up for tea, so we got to do an episode.
Yeah,
it's going to be the sesh where we call
That'll
it.
be a hell of a sesh.
Yeah, we're going to call it Frank Herbert's dude.
Right into the wormhole. Oh my gosh.
With the worms.
Yeah. Today though, it is a Dragonfly grow. But it's their Zero brand.
What is Zero brand?
So Zero brand is, at least when we talked to Nerith, this is basically the same quality grown. It's just not trimmed. So you could buy Zero, but it just came with, when Nerith was telling us, it came with the trim still on it and you had to trim it. But when I'm looking at the nugs, I would actually say these look like, and granted this one says trimmed on it there. So this is obviously trimmed nugs, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, it just seems to me like any other flower. And if that's the case and it's already pre-trimmed, as long as the experience is good, who cares?
So let's talk about that. So what are we smoking today?
So Mack, or Miracle Alien Cookies, it is, let's take a gander and see. So that comes from Alien Cookies and Colombian mixed with Starfighter. So it's supposed to be a very funky, fruity kind of smells, experience. Yeah. Let's see. I was really impressed, though. It is a very, very dry feeling flower.
Well, you can even see it. Like, you can tell when a flower... Dude, that was almost too much. Hold on.
Okay, so smell it in the bag. And then smell it there, because I feel like
the smell.
It smells like grass clippings to me.
It smells dry.
Yeah, it smells like grass in there. But then when I smell it ground up, I get the fruity notes. I get more of the tones that actually come
Well, you think about
from the
those
flower.
terpene oils, like with the friction from the grinder.
Breaking them.
Yeah, it releases those oils, almost like when you like get like certain types of herbs and you'll put them on the stove and you'll kind of roast them to release the oils and the flavors from it. It's the exact same thing I think of.
Yeah,
It's weird. Oh, that's funky.
But it has way more smells that come from the ground up flower than it did from the package.
You know what it makes me think of? That 0 means old.
That's very possible.
Because it's like, oh, you guys like this? Like, oh, it's our old shit.
I mean, there's a very, interesting.
flavor.
Very earthy notes. Very earthy tones.
Today's Vaporizing is brought to you by Stores and Pickle. We've got the Mighty Plus and we've got the Venti.
Oh, these are fantastic devices. Honestly,
that one's the best battery-wise, flow-wise, price-wise.
6 on battery, honestly.
It's not amazing, but I really like that you can just keep going and you decide when it's done. I kind of feel like sometimes I've burned through my bowl on this and it's still going.
On that one?
Mm-hmm. So I just got to turn down my temperature, but I actually like to turn it up towards the end to get the rest of that, like burn off the rest I can.
Sometimes. Get the center of the bowl or whatever,
because I don't want to sit there and stir it around every time. I mean, that's what this little device is for. You can stir it around.
Have you ever taken it out and really stirred the bowl?
No, not in a vaporizer.
I haven't. It's not like
bong?
I feel like it.
Sure.
Yeah, I've pushed the bowl down on a bowl, like on a bong, to like get it back into the middle and stuff.
Especially if it's like packed really tight, then you can just kind of put that around there. But I'm excited to be able to do it. But what I gotta say, man, is I love these ones. Like the Mighty is great. The size sucks. The bottom,
these are pretty big.
What the fuck? But I love that one, and the reason why is, one, it's easier on the hand. It's comparable to the almost exact same price.
So
close to what's this, $2.99?
Well, I'm not sure because
I believe this is $2.99.
We saw it at Dragonfly last time, and that one they had listed at $3.99. So let's go to Stores and Bickle. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's another thing to keep in mind about vaporizers. Don't pull like you're pulling off a bong.
It's harsh. Yeah.
Pull slow.
All right, so let's take a gander here. We got portable vaporizers from Stores and Bickle, and all right, so the Mighty Plus comes in at $3.99. Now the Venti comes in at $4.49. However, that's just there. I bet if you go look for sales and deals, you could probably find one for $400, like the same exact cost as the Mighty Plus.
Stores and Bickle, hook us up with a code. My goodness, these things.
Well, this
is an investment.
We have a team there, but they were out of town for the holidays. I shot them an email, so we're just waiting on the code. As soon as we do get that, we will have that in the show notes. So stay tuned. Check out Stores and Bickle.
And it's really, it's another thing to keep in mind, and we'll go back into the strain. Another thing to really keep in mind about vaporizers is you got to think about longevity and cleaning ability. So many different ones that we've tried. I like air vapes. I love the size. I like, especially now where it's wintertime, it's a little hand warmer.
Yeah.
The whole thing warms up, but it's not uncomfortably warm.
So there's some Facebook group that I'm in about vaporizers, and someone had commented in there, and they were like, hey, can you find me a device that's easy to clean? Because they have the Mighty Plus. However, this person is blind. Yeah. And I was like, that's really interesting. But they said Stores and Bickle for them is actually a little bit more difficult to clean just because of that. And I was like, oh, shit, yeah. What would I recommend to, like, someone who is blind? And I thought...
The One.
Yeah, the One. Or like the X-Vapes Aria that just has that little top that pops off.
Super easy.
Very simple to clean. Like, not a lot of parts to pull apart. So it should be pretty simple. But that was something I was like, I never thought about. Like, if I were blind, is there a device that might be better?
Well, you think about the One and that size it is. I mean, it is the easiest device. What I didn't like about it was its size and its heating capabilities after about 5 bowls. And then after that, I mean, it's not a super expensive vaporizer,
No.
but it's a very simplistic vaporizer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
very
dab rigs, dude. Like your Dr. Dabber switch, that thing's fucking awesome. It's also the size of a lamp.
Yeah. So with that one, like, there is, let's think of where's, so apparently even with Dr. Dabber, the Mighty, like the Dr. Dabber switch, the one I have, has a different,
Those terps will get you in this
yeah.
one.
Dude,
They're
this
strong. It's
very
the pull.
coffee.
It's all on the pull, dude. I don't
Mhm.
do this until I started sitting here. I mean, this is how stupid I am. I'm all thinking like I got to pull this like a bong or a joint.
It's the lightest inhale with
just super light.
vaporizers.
Where was I going with that before?
Science.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a bad strain. It is very, very dry. It smells way better when it's ground up. You get some of the fruitier scents, the other
Yeah, I didn't
funky
like the flavor
tones.
right away. It was
Yeah.
very I hate to say it like this, but medicinal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It just felt very I'm just gonna say it, guys. Is this tastes like dry weed? This tastes like older weed. That's cool that I actually know how to discern that.
But also, that's probably why it's one of the cheaper ones. You do get what you pay for. There is definitely a difference in quality from bottom of the barrel to,
Is that your for grounds?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just actually emptied that again yesterday because it was pretty full. And that's what I've loved is the multi-purpose use of dry herb vaporizer products. Is I can make edibles, tinctures, lotion, whatever I need to or want to from that. And I still get to experience the elevated experience from the flower in the first place.
So, yeah, it's a dry herb January. And if you don't have a vaporizer, totally fine. We encourage you to use a dry herb vaporizer. A lot of reasons for your health. I was smoking too much flower every day, and somebody said, "Good Lord, what do you mean? There's no too much flower
That
today."
was me, wasn't it?
It was you. And and Brandon's not religious, so when he said "Good Lord," I was like, "Wait, what?
Oh, something must be important.
Something is amiss." But what was interesting is that I was coughing all the time. Like, my wife was getting pretty concerned. And there was a night where we went out, we enjoyed a bong together, and I was coughing for probably about 20, 30 minutes after. Just constantly.
You know what I do notice, though, and it kind of sucks because it's seasonal in Utah?
The drier gets, the more coughing you get.
Winter, because we get the inversion, the really, really horribly shitty air. Oh, it comes this way.
Here we go. Yanking my head though.
So the usual shitty air quality in the wintertime makes it way harder. I cough more often, even if I'm not consuming. Like, my lungs just struggle more because there's just more shit in the air.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine, especially wintertime, that like using any type of inhalable, especially flame to flower, is really harsh.
But what else? Got a frog in my throat there. But one of the good things is about the dryer vaporizers is that you will the terps will cough. You got to do a real gentle pull. I'm just impatient. That's all it is. But you do these really slow, like almost gradual, like you're barely pulling, but you got to know that the vapor is going up and through this anyways. And so you just barely pull. You're going to get quite a bit in there, and it reduces the heat of the smoke going into your lungs. That's what you're coughing is because of the heat.
Yeah.
But
because even at this, I'm inhaling 365-degree air.
Yeah, but if you
and
slowly do it, it
it'll
greatly
help cool it off.
Oh,
yeah.
real fast. And you notice that I'm not coughing right now. Dude, if I smoked a bong, I'd still be coughing.
Yeah, I feel like if we were rocking George Jetson this morning, we would be definitely a little bit
We'd be
coughing more.
Now, here's the downside. You don't get the exact same experience as burning plant. I don't. 100% I don't. Dude, I've got apples and bananas.
Okay.
Got to bring that for the next show.
Oh, I also have apples and Oh, apple fritters.
Apple fritters, but I have apples and bananas. That's what I
Yeah.
smoked all of.
That's what it was.
No, I have a nug set aside. We are good. But that one, I had that in my vaporizer, and it wasn't the same. Now,
Yeah.
guess which one it wasn't the same? Flavors aren't great with this. I've noticed that with the Mighty. With the Venti, they're amazing.
Huh.
With this one, not so much. Why? The airflow.
I can
And
see
you know
that.
what the other one is? Because I'm like all excited because I can't wait till I get home because I was thinking about it. I'm going to clean my air vapes. I haven't cleaned it. I'm a dirty fucker. I do wash my ass. I want you guys to know that right now. I'm very particular about making sure that that smells good. And no reason other than I'm just self-conscious of it. You ever been somewhere where somebody's got that nasty ass? Like go to the DMV.
And you could smell it?
Yeah.
No, that sounds gross.
Oh, dude. Like, let me tell you a funny story. Like, I was working at the state hospital,
Okay.
and there was this big guy named Tyler, and he had this voice that only a metal lord could be excited about. He was like, always like this. And so it's like, but he was sitting, you do these watches for an hour. You do a 1-to-1 watch with a patient because they were either really violent or very sick. So you stay there, and he's sitting in a plastic chair.
Okay.
The watch switches. I was the head supervisor, so I didn't have to do that shit. I just send all my minions out, and I would schedule them out for the full 8 hours, and I'm like, hey, here's what you're doing, and then I would just supervise and keep the peace. But this woman comes over to me like she just got the watch and she walked away from it, and I'm like,
What do you do?
something going on? She's like, yeah, can you get me a new chair? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, well, Tyler sat in that chair. And I'm like, okay, come with me. And we literally came over to a chair. Now, that's about 15 minutes after Tyler has left. The smell of ass was still, I mean, it's plastic, bro. One, don't heat up things in the microwave. Why? Because the plastic gets porous, and it also goes in, the microplastics goes into your food.
Yeah.
But this guy did it in reverse. His ass was so hot that the smell seeped into the plastic, and it said, we'll stay here for a while. I literally went and got a mask, and we had alcohol foam. Before hand sanitizer, they had these things that look like shaving cream, and you go,
weird.
and it was just straight alcohol, but it was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked fast and it dried quick. And there was no like icky, weird feeling, and you didn't taste anything after. They should bring that back. But I hosed that thing down and then got a like hand towel, and I threw the hand towel away. Like, I'm not washing that, even though they have like these massive industrial washers there. Nope. I wiped it down. We left it at the end of the hall. I got her a new chair, went down there. It still fucking stunk.
What the crap?
So that's why, like, I am so self-conscious about that stuff. Not like, does my clothes look
Emily
good?
sent me this TikTok the other day, and I was watching through the TikTok she sent last night, and it was like this woman, she's like, if you're a man, I want you to do something. I want you to take your hand, and I want you to stick it down the back of your pants, and I want you to cup it, and then I want you to pull it out, and if it smells like gross, you don't deserve respect. And I was just like, oh, damn.
Dude, that reminds me. I know everybody's been seeing, like, if you're anywhere on social at all, or on, no, it's usually on social. You ever heard of Mando cream?
No.
Apparently, this is like deodorant, mainly for men. It's for your asshole, for your taint, and for your balls. And she's always like, she's like older. And so she's like sitting on the porch, and she's like, what you got to do is get down there and get your hands down there near your schnitzel sack and then sniff your face. And she's doing this shit on the fucking video. And all I'm thinking is, she is so confident, because if she's got something rotting down there, that's going to be a horrible idea.
Oh, she knows she's okay.
But she's a doctor, and she created this
product
soaping, product, but it has different types of acids that don't fuck with your body pH. So apparently, you take a little dab, you tickle your asshole, and you wipe down your boys, and don't forget your frog foot, and you're good to go. Like, you're good to go. Like, you could go over there, and all I'm thinking is like,
Your frog foot.
yeah, dude, that's what some people said when I was a kid, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. Like, taint? Where did that come from? Like, taint? Like, somebody was over there going, and sir, what is that vacancy between your asshole and your balls? And he goes, I'm gonna call it a taint. No, dude, I mean, it's just like, yeah, but
All right, so back to flowers.
yeah.
How are you feeling on this shit?
Dude, I don't know. It's not
feel it.
bad. I feel it.
I feel it in my face.
Oh, dude, it's a
It's a-
heady high.
Yeah, but like, it is a pretty balanced hybrid. Like, my body feels a little bit of relaxation, but not like overly relaxed. I don't feel hyper focused, but I don't feel like
I feel slightly anxious,
really
but not in the sense of in my
tightness,
chest
or like
No.
what?
My body. My arms feel like they can't sit
Restless?
still.
Okay,
That explains that crazy rant I was going on about your schnitzel sack.
that's hilarious.
Like, dude, it just went off because it's not, I mean, definitely not a focus strain. For a hybrid sativa leaning, that's kind of weird.
yeah, well, I mean,
It's all the terpenes. What's the terps?
Oh, the terps on this one are, let's see, limonene, caryophyllene, alpha pinene, linalool, and beta pinene.
The pinene, dude.
We got 2 pinenes in this
Pinene
one.
is a great scrambler for me. If you put pinene in there, and if it's like one of the top 3, I'm feeling it.
It's not bad. It's 24% THC.
Oh,
So-
that's really decent. That's decent enough for you heavy consumers. I will tell you that a little goes a long way. I can only imagine what it would be like in flame to flower. I would think it would be even stronger for a little bit, but it would go faster.
Actually,
The
yeah.
one thing I really do like about vaporizers is that my high lasts a little longer. It's slower.
I wonder if
It's almost like an
because
edible effect.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. More of that edible feeling. But again, it's because probably it's baked. Because when you bake edibles, it's
Baked,
only
not
in those-
fried.
Yeah, you get to that like temperature that doesn't burn off the terpenes. But if you're flame to flower, you're killing all those terpenes and
Oh, yeah.
cannabinoids, and so I would wager it's a very different experience. Flame to flower versus.
And the really cool thing is there's no added fat.
Yep. Did you see all that fucking sugar? Yeah.
Gross.
We're gonna be tweaking for days.
Dude, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I like it. It's very dry mouth, but in a weird way. My lips and around my gums on my teeth.
My lips feel
That's-
super dry.
Yeah, my lips are dry right here. Underneath the gums are dry.
That's weird. Yeah, I
This-
didn't think about that.
but
till-
the thing is I'm not munchy at all. There are strains where I'm like,
oh, hyper munchy.
Yeah. the grape gelato,
Delicata grapes.
delicata grapes. Fucking hell,
Mm.
that's such a weird name.
I know.
Who the fuck named that? It's
Probably
like,
whoever named like half the other
the
shit.
delicata grapes, and they're like, no one's gonna remember that. But I'm over here going, Alaskan Thunderfuck. I'll smoke it.
You know, it was funny. I was talking to someone actually about that strain, and they were just kind of blown away that we had Alaskan Thunderfuck. And I'm like,
What do you
"But
mean?
We've had tons of strains,
Oh my gosh.
hundreds of like.
So many strains.
So it's really interesting because I'm like, well, I mean, you could go back and watch our show and get just a scratching of the surface of all the strains that I've touched, or like there's tons that I'm sure are not anywhere even in the show.
Oh no, I mean, there's probably some that aren't even being, harvested at all right now, because it's just so many different ones. One I would like to taste in flower would be, what was that called? Limoncello.
Oh my gosh, right?
If we could find limoncello, who has limoncello in flower?
This is really, I actually am really liking the flavors later on in this bowl.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you load a new one?
I did. This is the second bowl.
You know what? I should probably load another one. I'm feeling quite good though. That's another thing too to kind of keep in mind. What I really like about these, you use less flour.
It's true. I do use a lot less product.
Dude, when I was just doing straight bong,
Mhm.
like I had an eighth and it disappeared in like 2 days. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
but it's not that much when you think about it realistically. And you're like, okay, a good sized bowl is probably a gram. So how many bowls can you get out of an eighth? 3.5 bowls. If you're lucky, you might actually, between those three, get that other half gram. So you might have 3 solid bowls from that eighth. And if you're using like a bowl a day, you're literally, that'd be 3 days if just one bowl in the entire day, and it would be gone. Like I look at an eighth and it's like, that's a nice snack. Like I can go through an eighth in a day easy if I tried.
Well, I slow it down now and I look at, what am I doing? I'm changing up my diet. I'm using a little bit of edibles here and there. I'm using, drier vaporizers, or
I do notice those edibles make my other products go so much farther.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude.
Because then I'm only going, hey, I can smoke one little bowl out of the venti, or I can take a couple puffs off of a pen, and all of a sudden I am feeling like really nice off of some edibles and a couple puffs.
Dude, that's one of the things I do before we play now, because I always feel like towards the middle or the end of our play, I'm done. Like I'm already back.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I still got the cannabis still doing its work, but I just feel like I'm not there. But what I do now, because those amazing eddies we got, I'll take like a shaving off of there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a little bite, and then I'll go smoke a bowl, and I'll feel the effects. And then it's like almost like this is like Gran Turismo thing. Like Brandon's got this killer setup. Brandon got a cool wheel for Christmas. My sister-in-law had the same wheel. Says, my kids don't play it. Do you want to borrow it? I'm like, hell yeah, borrow it. Meaning it just stays in my house. So it's pretty much mine now.
Because they never raced it. So
and it's too complicated for them. My kids tried it once. My daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, is the one who's the best at it.
That's hilarious.
And my 71-year-old dad, I have actually got him excited about video games.
Yeah.
And he started asking me pricing and all this shit. So that's cool. So, I mean, if my dad could have one game, because all he does is watch just random shit. He'll start coming to me going about any political figure or something about aliens. And I'm like, fuck, stay away from YouTube. He's like, did you know this? I suddenly get text messages did you know this? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, if you really want your mind blown, here's this.
Going down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. That'll take you everywhere.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, but, you know what? We need to mention something real quick. There is this horrible fire going on in LA right now. Our hearts are with you guys. That's insanely good.
No, I had a friend post something about it, and they were like, oh, I'm okay. And then I saw a picture. It legit looked from here to Del Taco.
Yeah.
That's how close the fire. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. You see the videos of people in their houses waiting it out, thinking that the fire's just going to do it. And it's licking the windows. And they're like, nah, dude.
That's horrible.
You need to get out right now. And dude, it's so horrible seeing that. So I know that there's a lot of our listeners are in that area.
California. Yeah.
Huge amount. We hope everything is going well. We hope your families have been able to find refuge. And oh man, people had to leave their cars in the freeway because the fire was coming. They're like, fuck, because there was a wreck up there.
Jeez.
It's just fuck. But dude,
crazy.
I had a friend, she posted on her Facebook when she was flying into LA for something. And it literally looks like one of those post-apocalyptic movies. Because you see the fires, but it's usually out on the mountainsides and stuff. And in Utah, it makes sense because people are fucking retards.
Oh, yeah.
And they build their houses on a cliff or on the fucking side of the mountain where it can slough off if ever an earthquake comes. That's my mind. That's my mind. But
we have some interesting builders here.
But you got to think there, it's in the population.
That's what it looked like.
It's
it was
the
down
city.
within the city. And I was like, LA's burning.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of their laws too. Is finding out about through firefighters that I know. A lot of firefighters will not go out of state to a California fire because they don't take precautions. They don't do controlled burns.
What?
A lot of them, they won't allow it because the environmentalists are like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. And if you do that,
That's how Mother Nature did it automatically. Was it wasn't controlled burns. It was just, it would burn down because, well, that's how Mother Nature does it, because it cleanses itself. So if we're not cleaning it, it will. So I just finished the second bowl. It's pretty subtle. Like, I haven't felt...
It wears off pretty quick. That heaviness at first, and then it just lets off.
Yeah, it's very quick. But that's, I mean, I haven't introduced an edible today or...
Yeah, but I mean, even on other strains, like you heard me earlier, right? I was going way quick and off on tangents because my mind was just going, but I felt really good.
Oh, yeah.
I still feel good, but I don't feel it as much. Like, it really just let off.
Down. Yeah.
You know, this is like the beef sticks you get at the front counter. It's not horrible, but it's
not the best.
Yeah, it's not the best. It's not gonna. It's not real fuel.
It'll satisfy your appetite for the moment, but you know, it's not a full meal.
But again, going to it, 24.
It's not bad percent.
24%, but I'll tell you right now, I've had better experiences on 15, 16.
Yeah, 15, 16, anything under 20, I've had some pretty solid ones.
One thing I will say about Mack, though, the high amount of limonene that it has in there, which it has a pretty significant amount compared to any of the other terps, no tightness in my chest whatsoever.
So maybe for new users, new consumers,
great.
Mack, Miracle Alien Cookies is a fantastic way to go. In flour, probably in concentrate.
You can get this anywhere. I would be really interested. We had a really bad experience with the Mack
1, but
Mack
that was
1.
in distillate.
Yeah, it was in the toilet waters.
So, you know, this actually isn't too bad from a flour perspective. So it's not something that I'd write home about, go, oh my gosh, you should definitely try it. But like, if you're starting out, this is a really good across the board, pretty easy strain. Pretty nice to get into, not overly. I actually do notice a tiny bit of tightness in the sides of my neck. Not a lot.
Yeah. It's still hovering around my eyes, but it's not like... It comes on pretty quickly. I'm surprised with the vaporizer of how quick it came on.
Yeah.
It really hit me right in the eyes and right in the upper head, right here.
Yeah, I felt it in the face pretty quick.
Away.
Yeah.
But it's nice in the sense that if you are looking for a cheaper alternative around you, this is an old school strain. This has been around for quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's a combination, but it's been a hybrid combination for quite a long time.
And it's probably not going to be your top shelf flour, so you might not pay a crazy amount. You might not spend an arm and a leg in order to try out that experience.
Yeah, usually your craft growers or your really high-end THC amounts are going to be top shelf.
Yeah.
And
if you guys are looking for quality cannabis products or where to get your medical card,
oh my goodness,
go check out Cannabis School Approved on our new site.
Yep.
And
link down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Man, we are so excited. Let those dispensaries that you love know that they need to be on Cannabis School Approved.
Yeah. Tune in next week.
All right, guys.
Love you guys.
Take care.